Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents. So this is basically, so slight recap here. For those of you who've missed the last couple of streams, Hifumi and Taka were killed during this. It appeared at first to be two separate killings, but we're now kind of realizing that they were likely together. That Killer 1 was acting as the assistant for Killer 2, and Killer 2 was acting as the assistant for Killer 1. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents.
それが一連の連続殺人に見えたのは、全て犯人の偽装工作によるものだったんだ。
And it only looked like one person, or because that's how the true killer designed it to look.
顔を隠した不審者、似たような凶器、そして死体消失。犯人はこれらの共通点を作り上げることで。
A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies.
一連の犯行が同一犯によって行われていると見せかけようとしたんだ。
By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
犯人はその計画を共犯者に持ちかけ、そして共犯者を得ることに成功し。
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan.
最後にその共犯者を殺すことで、一番の懸念材料をも消し去ったというわけか。
And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice.
となると、山田を裏切ったのも当初からの計画通りだったんだろうな。
Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
なんなのその計画って。いくらなんでも残酷すぎるよ。
That's just awful. How can anyone be so cruel?
そうか。なかなかよくできた計画じゃないか。共犯者の人選は別だがな。
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd. The effort made you convince us the two murders were the same. That was the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning. Which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but as entirely separate incidents. Kyoko really is amazing. Although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this.
共犯者の存在が成り立つことは分かったが、では山田を操っていた真犯人は何者なのだ。
I understand how an accomplice could be involved, but then who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
それが問題だな。
That's problem numero uno right now. It's almost as if, was there somebody who seemed to exert some sort of force or control over Hifumi? Does anyone, Bueller, does anyone remember? The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions, and in the end, murdered him. Nah. Hi, Dog, how's it going? Welcome in. How is Friday treating you so far? In the debates up until now, the way the case is unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit. Okay, so I don't know if we actually have the evidence enough for this yet, but come on, come off it. Yeah, Genocide Jill is a serial killer. You think Byakuya? So I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke. A joke? I wonder. So what you were saying then is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him. I mean, Celeste, we saw you interacting with him. We saw you, like, bitching him around, okay? Like, there was a dynamic there, and you were taking advantage of it. That I would go within 10 feet of that shit for brains. That lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot. Pardonnez-moi? Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it. Is that so?
そうだ。今回の一連の事件において、お前らだけは共通してある行動をとっていた。
Yeah, it is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you.
それが根拠になるんだよ。お前らが組んでいたことのな。
Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together. Yeah, oh shit, this is a timed one. What is it that only Hifumi and Celeste had in common? Yeah, encountering a suspicious individual.
これだ。山田君とセレスさんだけが共通して取っていた行動。それって不審者の目撃のことだよね。
Yeah. The behavior they had in common had to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? Is that an I or an L? I'm not sure what you're talking about.
例の不審者、ジャスティスロボを目撃してるのってセレスさんと山田君だけだったもんね。
A paper in your pants. Are you happy to see me? I mean, that doesn't sound very happy to me. The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi. Shush. The adults are talking now. Fuck you, Byakuya. Sorry.
苗木の言う通り、例の不審者を目撃しているのは山田とセレスの2人だけだった。
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. Ah, I gotcha.
その山田が犯人の一人であれば、もう一方のセレスの証言も怪しいと見るのが当然だ。
If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect that what Celeste had said as well. Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
図書室で怪我をした山田を保健室に連れて行った後、俺たちは全員で不審者の捜索を始めたな。
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct?
その直後のセレスの言葉を思い出してみろ。
And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said? I saw a shadow. Something moving around the top of the stairs. I like how they're finally figuring out that, like, they were manipulated through this entire series of events through screams and people sending them different ways. Like, this honestly was like oh god, what's the name of that show, that old show, Benny Hill, where they're all like going back and forth through doors and stuff like that. That's very Scooby-Doo. Like, that's what this entire scenario was like.
あの証言があったからこそ俺たちは2階へと移動したんだ。
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen.
そこでセレスは俺たちを3階の物理室へと誘導するために
Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor.
3階で悲鳴を上げた。
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
あの時悲鳴を聞きつけて3階に集まった俺たちにセレスは何と言った？
And when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said? Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costume man. This is like flashback 39, by the way. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
そうやって俺たちを物理室に向かうよう仕向けた後は
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab,
もう一人の相方の出番だ。
it was time for her partner to get to work. Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been... Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
あれは私たちを二手に分かれさせて同時に死体を発見させるために
It was to get us to divide into two groups, so that way we would discover both bodies at the same time.
現に二手に分かれようと提案したのもセレスだったはずだ。
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up. Yeah, flashback 40.
どうだ？セレスと山田が組んでいると仮定した途端、すべての偶然が恋の必然へとつながっていくんだ。
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected.
付け加えて言えば、その前のお前の盛大な叫び声。
And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. Flashback 41. You were off, Archfey. If you had said like 1 second and 47 milliseconds, that would have been closer.
あれには山田への合図という役割もあったんじゃないのか？
That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it?
自分は予定通り3階までたどり着いた。悲鳴を上げろ。そんな意味の合図がな。
It was your way of telling him, we're on the 3rd floor, everything is going to according to plan. You misread the schedule.
だからこそ、あんな校内全体に響き渡るような大声で叫んだんじゃないのか？
Why else would you have let out a scream that would have carried across the sea?
それに怪しいのはあの時もだよ。
I just realized another strange thing.
保健室で死んだふりをしてた山田君を発見した時
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead. Oh, there's 42. I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
あの時最初に殺されたと言ったのはセレスさんだったよね。
Yeah, you had the timing right. There was just an extra one in there. Well, Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. I mean, you don't... That's a little nitpicky. Like, you're not thinking that Hifumi, covered in blood during the middle of, like, a murder investigation, died of natural causes, right? Like, I feel like that's a little bit bullshit. Now, I'm not sure who checked Hifumi's pulse. That is more of a piece of information that I would think is important.
そうやっていうことで山田君は死んだんだと僕たちに思い込ませようとしたんじゃないの？
You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
そんな信じらんないよ。全部セレスちゃんの演技だったなんて。
I don't believe it. Everything. The whole thing was one big act.
朝比奈さんは山田君の死体が消えた時セレスさんと一緒にいたんだよね。
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
うん。私の気分が悪かったからセレスちゃんがトイレに連れてってくれて。
Yeah, I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom.
じゃあ
Wait, then that was...
朝比奈さんを気遣ったわけじゃなくて山田君を保健室から逃がす隙を作るためだったのかも。
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
どれもこれも一つずつでは小さなことだが、積み重なった途端、大きな疑惑になる。
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed.
そう思わないか、セレス。
Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
さ何のことでしょう。
I have no idea what you mean. I do not recall.
とぼけても無駄だ。
Don't bother trying to deny it.
お前は決定的なミスを犯しているんだ。
You made one fatal mistake.
ミス
Oh, did I?
最初にあれを聞いたときはさほど深刻には考えなかったが。
I do feel that answering, oh, did I there? Like, I know that it doesn't necessarily give away any sort of guilt, but I still feel like that's not the right answer there. I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but...
今となってははっきりと言える。 あれはお前の犯した致命的なミスだとな。
Looking back, I can say that one little slip up was your undoing.
何のことでしょう。
What are you talking about?
山田の死体消失を聞いた俺たちが保健室に戻った直後の話だ。
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office. They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. We're all gonna die here. We're gonna die just like those guys died. Was it those guys? Did we not? We didn't know about Taka yet at that point.
その言葉なら我も聞いていたが、それの何がおかしいというのだ。
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
いいか。物理準備室で石丸の死体を発見したのは俺と大神と深川の3人だったんだ。
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were the first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room.
その後遅れてきた苗木から山田殺害の件を聞き、俺と大神は苗木と一緒に物理準備室を後にした。
And then Makoto showed up and told us that Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto.
そして廊下に出たところでセレスと会い、俺たちは4人で保健室に向かうことになったんだ。
Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office.
その間、俺たちは石丸の死については一切何も話していないんだ。
Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead.
そう考えると、セレスのあの発言は極めて不自然。
Think about it.
不自然すぎるんだよ。
Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
あの発言だの不自然だのいまいち意味がわからんのだけど。
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means. It means that she had knowledge about a dead person that she shouldn't have known about, you know?
おい、セレス、みんなが困ってるぞ。みんなのためにもう一度同じ発言をしてやれよ。
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said?
お前が犯人じゃないならできるはずだぞ。
If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right? Byakuya said that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. But what is he alluding to? Okay, Monokuma file number 3 is the evidence provided. I don't think that there's actually... Yeah, we're gonna have to draw up one thing and fire it against the other because there is nothing in here that is applicable. All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We're going to die just like those guys died. And that's all I said. Maybe the Monokuma file is...
セレスの発言の不自然な点が
We have to slurp a testimony. I like that phrasing. Yeah. Maybe the Monokuma file is used here because I feel like us and we are not things that we would need to suck up there. Slurp there, if you will. Like, it's definitely the... Like, I know what... And this is where I get frustrated with this game, because I know what it is, but I'm not sure which thing is the correct one to fire at it. When she said that she should have only known about Hifumi's death, with that in mind, what's so strange about what she said is... Okay, we'll try firing the Monokuma file at it first. Okay, those guys is the one that we need to fire at.
私のまるで楽しい私たちが怯えこんな楽しんでいるこのままだと彼らのように殺されてしまい
Okay,
ます
so it's not Monokuma file.
しまった
楽しい私たちが怯えこんな楽しんでいるこのままだと彼らのように殺され
There we go. Like, I feel like that doesn't make any sense, honestly.
そうだ彼らのように殺されるなんて発言はあの時のセレスさんから出てくるはずないんだよ
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said just like those guys died.
だってあの時僕らはまだセレスさんに石丸くんの件を伝えてなかったはずだよ
When she said that, none of us had told her that Taka was dead.
しかも俺たちがセレスと会ったのは廊下に出た後のことだ。
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall.
つまりそいつには物理準備室の死体を見る機会もなかったはずだ。
So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
それなのにセレスさんはどうして知っていたの
So how did you know, Celeste?
殺されたのは一人じゃなくて彼らしかも男だったってことをさ
How did you know that more than one person had been killed? And how did you know that they were both guys? I mean, in English, I wouldn't be picking at the guys thing because unfortunately guys is used as a gender neutral word, although I don't feel like it should necessarily. But I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure thinking back to the Japanese we just heard, I heard otoko a couple of times, which is like man. So I think that it's a little bit less cut and like it's less ambiguous in Japanese.
だってあの時はキリギリさんも姿を消してたんだ彼女が殺された可能性だってあったはずだよ
Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
皆さん想像力が豊かなのですね
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
想像だと
Imaginations.
先ほどあなた方はおっしゃっていましたわね
You, cl-
私が不審者を目撃した証言は全て嘘だと
you claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. The one thing that I wish, because this game is excellent, but one thing that I wish was done a little bit more, and it was like in the first trial, but like Celeste is the ultimate gambler, and I don't feel like she used her ability at all in this trial. Admittedly, using your ability kind of gives a tip-off as to who it is, but it would have been nice to see things that were like a bigger risk or more luck-based in this when it finally all came out. Sorry, having another big sip of my delicious amaretto coffee. I love almond-flavored things. Okay. You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw.
でしたらこの画像はどうなるのです
Then what about the picture I took?
不審者が山田君を連れ去っているこの画像について皆さんはどう説明をつけるおつもりですか
How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
それも捏造だろ
It has to be some kind of setup, right? Exactly. That's what I was saying. The first trial did use the ability. Admittedly, some of the abilities are a little difficult to use. In like with the second trial with Mondo being the person, how are you going to use the ultimate like biker gang ability in a murder in the school, right?
セレスッチがあの衣装を着てそんでデジカメのタイマーを使って撮影したとか
Celeste put the suit on and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
お忘れですかあの衣装は葉隠君にしか着られないはずですわよ
Have you so quickly forgotten? You're the only one who could possibly fit into that suit.
それにこのデジカメにはタイマー機能なんてついておりません
Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer.
つまり不審者が山田君を連れ去ったというのは揺るぎない事実なのです。
In other words, it's an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away.
私の証言が全て嘘だというならこの画像が何なのかを説明していただけますか？
If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
そもそもその画像って本当に不審者が山田君を連れ去っているところなのかしら？
Simple. Are we sure that that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
どういう意味ですか？
What could you possibly mean by that?
不審者が山田君を連れ去ったわけじゃなくて他の可能性だってあるんじゃないかしら。
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
他の可能性なんてあるわけないですわ。
No, there is no other explanation. Other explanations? If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, the only other possibility is... Yeah, Hifumi is dragging the suspect away. I think that dancing and drinking are not... the multiple choice in this game is not particularly difficult.
これだ。あれは不審者が山田君を連れ去ってる画像じゃなくて
It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away.
山田君の方が不審者を連れ去ってる画像だったのかもしれないね。
I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
そう考えられるはずよ。
That's certainly within the realm of possibility.
あの画像で連れ去られていたのは山田君の方ではなく不審者の方だ。
The one being dragged off in the picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit.
それを私たちが勘違いしていただけなのかも。
We've,
山田君の方が連れ去られたんだ。
we've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around.
あの怪しい衣装も私たちに勘違いさせるためのものだったんじゃないかしら。
And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even further.
あんな衣装を着ている人物を見たら誰だってそっちが怪しいと思い込んでしまうからね。
If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice it and be suspicious.
そうやって俺の寝てる間に俺を容疑者に仕立て上げたんだな。
That's what happened. You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all of this.
そんなわけ
Such a thing
ないじゃありませんか。
is utterly impossible.
山田君の方が不審者を連れ去っていた？そんなことありえませんわ。
Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
ありえない。本当にそうかしら。私にはそうは思えない。
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
でしたらお教えしましょうか。ありえないと言い切れる根拠を。
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you. That's a great fucking line. Celeste thinks that she can prove that there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away. But is that really possible? Okay, Robo Justice costume, Yasuhiro's message, and Robo Justice blueprints. Let's take a quick look at those evidence before this comes up. Robo Justice blueprints found in Yasuhiro's room. The costume, no one but Yasuhiro could have possibly fit into it. In addition, anyone wearing it would not be able to see their feet or bend their waist at more than 90 degrees. I don't remember what the third one was. Yasuhiro's message. Oh, wrong thing. I accidentally fired instead of pulling this up. Yasuhiro's message. This is the note that Yasuhiro wrote everyone to get them to meet him in the dining hall. Okay, I feel like the costume and not being able to see the feet or bend is possibly the most important thing out of these. Okay.
って俺を容疑者に仕立て
You tried to make me look like the bad
で
guy.
すから
Like I
それ
said,
はありえないのです
ridiculous.
この画像では
As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright.
中にいるのが気
If
絶
the
した
person
人間
inside
な
the suit
ら
was unconscious,
そんな姿勢を
there's
取
no way
れ
they
る
could
わけがあ
stand
りませ
straight
ん
like that. Yeah,
でも
so
犯人は占いバカだ
there we go.
な
And the fortune telling
なんでそう
person
なん
is
だ
an
べ
idiot. No way. Okay, so it's absolutely the costume versus, I think, standing up straight. Celeste counter argument. How in the world could Hiro drag someone in the shape of Mia? If I remember right, Hina said that she couldn't bend at the waist.
気絶した俺にあの衣装を着させて山田っちに運ばせたんだね
Had him
そう
carry
や
my
って
weight.
俺を容疑者にしたって
ですからそれこの画像では不審者の背筋が伸び中にいるのが気絶した人間なそんな姿勢を取れるわけがありません
There we go.
それは違うよいや中の人が気絶してても背筋を伸ばした姿勢になれたはずだよ
No, even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that.
あのジャスティスロボの衣装にあったある特徴のおかげでね
Because that Robo Justice suit had a certain characteristic. Okay, so this is flashback. What are we at? 43? You totally can't bend the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
そうだあの衣装って設計ミスのせいで腰が全く曲がらないんだ
That's right. They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
そもそも本当に設計ミスだったのかしら
I'm not so sure that was a mistake.
最初からこの画像をでっち上げるために計算して作られた設計だったのかもしれない
I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was. Celeste's hair looks like... I'm not familiar with that type of pasta, but yeah, to me, it looked like fusilli, or I think there's one called Scooby-Doo, or something like that, yeah. But now who's talking about food, eh? Let me check the schedule for Flashback 44. We must be near the end of this trial, so we'll see if there's another flashback before the end of it.
セレスさんたちはそんな特徴がある衣装を気絶した葉隠君に着させることで
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specifically designed and stuffed Hiro into it.
あの画像をでっち上げたんだよ
That's how they were able to fake the whole thing.
不審者の存在を僕たちに信じ込ませるためにね
The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
どうやらチェックメイトのようだな
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
チェックメイト
Like as she's about to lose her shit, and all I can think is, oh yeah, seeing Celeste there, I should probably do my nails this weekend.
ふざけてんじゃねえぞこのダバ何がチェックメイトだ
Don't make me laugh, you idiot. What do you mean, checkmate? Thank you, Saribot.
セレスちゃん
Celeste?
どうしても私を犯人に仕立て上げたいらしいがそいつは大きな間違いですわよ
Clearly you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem. There's something about Celeste that I love so much, especially when the facade is broken. Because she's still using extremely formal language. Like, instead of watashi, she's saying watakushi, which is like the super, super formal way of talking. But the tone in the way that she's talking like a female punk. Like, she's talking like she should be hanging out with Mondo. And I love it. I love the juxtaposition between the extremely formal phrasing, but the tone being very like biker gang sort of thing. It's great. Yeah, she really hasn't defended herself at all. It's like she made this plan, but didn't have any backup in her mind if it didn't work out, of like how to deflect or push it onto someone else. If it didn't go right, she was just done.
お 山田君が死に際に残したあの言葉よ。
Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying? I also, that ring she's wearing, I want so badly. It's a Vivienne Westwood armor ring. She's also wearing Vivienne Westwood earrings, and I fucking love the jewelry from that brand. Someday I will treat myself to a piece. Hey, Hifumi, who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? That's right. I remember their name. Yasuhiro. Bleh.
犯人の名前を聞かれた山田君ははっきりと答えていましたわよね。
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not?
犯人は安弘だと。
He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro.
つまり葉隠れ安弘なんだよ。
In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure.
俺は安弘なんて名前じゃねえって。実はタロスケって名前で。
Well, wait, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro. Yasuhiro, but you've been going by Yasuhiro. Even if that's true that you've been using a fake name this entire time, nobody knows it, so it's a moot point. It doesn't matter to this. Also, I'm pretty sure that Taro is like... It's the equivalent of like saying that your name is Mike or John or something like that. It's like a stand-in for the most common name.
そういうわけのわからぬ嘘をつくから話がややこしくなるのだ。
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
だけど山田君が言った安弘って本当に葉隠れ君のことを指しているのかしらね。
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
てめえ何言ってんだ。焼くぞ。
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive. Celeste, good people don't threaten to burn people alive.
秀樹さんどういう意味？
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
思い出してみて。山田君のみんなに対する呼び方を。
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us.
彼は私たちのことをどんな風に呼んでいたかしら。
How did he refer to each of us? Did he give everyone nicknames? I mean, I feel like that's Toko. I think, I mean, most of them honestly are using people's last names because that's what you do in Japan. You only use their given name if you're very close to them. We can try people's last names because I don't particularly remember Hifumi using nicknames.
これだ。そうだ。フルネームだ。山田君はみんなのことをフルネームで呼んでたんだ。
That's right, our last names. He called us all by our last names. I mean, like, Makoto just did that right there. He called them Yamada-kun instead of calling him Hifumi. They switched it for the English version to have, like, all their first names, but most of them are calling each other by their last names.
例えば苗木誠殿って具合にね。
See, and again, there's a translation thing going on here. Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. Except for that is not what she said, and not what he said. Now that she says it, it reminded me. He was saying, Naegi Makoto Dono. So, dono is a suffix kind of like sama. It is a little bit archaic, but it's much more polite. It's slightly akin to like Lord Naegi, but not quite. But it is definitely like an honorific. It is old-fashioned. It's a little bit milady-ish. And it's true, I did hear him say that. Now that she said it, I remember that he would use the full name and that honorific.
だから山田君が葉隠れ君を名指しするつもりなら葉隠れ康弘殿って呼ぶはずなのよ。
So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his full name, Hagakure Yasuhiro Dono.
たまたまですわ。その時だけ下の名前で呼んだのでしょ。
I'm sure it was just incidental. Just by chance that he used his first name.
たまたま
Indecent?
黙ってろ。
Don't talk.
たった一回の偶然のその時なんて随分と都合のいい解釈をするのね。
Random chance. Now, isn't that a convenient explanation?
ありえないわ。山田君はいつものようにフルネームで犯人の名前を言おうとしたはずよ。
He was laying there dying, to be fair. Like, yeah, time was a little bit of the essence. No, there's no reason to think that he would have said the name any different than normal.
だけどその途中で力尽きてしまった。
But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
じゃあ山田君が示そうとしたのは例えば名字が安弘の人物とか。
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him.
だがそんな名前の人物など該当する者はいないぞ。
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here. Or was this when he was pretending to die? No, this was when he was really dying, when he came back for a second and said something and then like bleh, and died right after.
ちょっと待って。可能性のある人が一人だけいるよ。
Well, no, hold on. There's one person it could apply to.
今まで本名を明かしていないセレスさん。
And that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is. I mean, again, you're being so I know this is true and right, but again, Makoto, you are being very close-minded. Her name really could be Celeste. Like, you don't know if like her family changed their name, if she changed her name legally. Technically, you don't even know if maybe she has a non-Japanese parent, and like this could be her birth name. So I feel like he's being a little about this.
なんですと
What did you just say?
言いがかりもそこまで来ると笑えますわね。
To think you'd take your false accusations so far. I don't know whether to laugh or to spit.
おい、適当なこと言わないでくださる？私が安弘なんて同姓名字のわけが。
Come on, enough with your idiotic blather. Yasuhiro is a loser's name. Do I look like a loser to you? No offense, Hiro.
ねえだろうが。
Well, do I?
チョンギルズ。
What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
だったら教えてよ。セレスさんの本名って何なの？
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
よし、耳の穴をがっつりかっぽじってよく聞きやがれ。
Fine, make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up.
私の本名はセレスティア・ルーデンベルク。何度も同じことを言わせないでいただけますか。
My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over? Celeste still won't give up. So then, I wonder what name is written in her e-handbook, though. I have to do something to make her accept it. Yeah, e-handbook there.
山田君が示そうとしたのは
Hifumi was trying to tell us something.
名字が安弘
He
の
wanted
人
us to know
物
the
だった
killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
この中に安弘って名
If
字の
there's
人が
one
いると
person
した
here
ら
who might have that last name,
本名を明かして
it
い
would
ない
have to
セ
be you,
レスさんは
Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
だから何度も言ってますよ。
How many times do I have to tell you?
私の名前
My
は
name is
セレスティア・ルーデンベルクなんだよ。
Celestia Ludenberg,
いつまで
goddammit.
言い張ってるつもりだ。
How long do you plan to go on
言い
pretending?
張るも何もそれが
I'm
真
not
実
pretending,
で
it's
す
the
わ。
truth.
それを確かめ
And
る
since you have
方
no
法
way
が
to
ないでし
contradict
ょう。
me, that one is gonna be it.
それが真実なんだよ。
That's the only truth
バカ
there is, moron. If I remember, there's something here that shows its owner's real name. I'm sure Kyoko mentioned it, something like that at some point. It may not be related to the case, but it might come in handy anyway.
山田君が示そうとして幼児が安弘のチームこの中に安弘って
本名を明かしていない。
だから何度も私の名前をセレスティアル
いつまで言え。
言い張るも何でもそれを確かめる方法が
There we go.
それは違う。そうだ。電子生徒手帳だよ。
That's it. The handbook. What?
確か電子生徒手帳って起動時に持ち主の名前が表示されるはずだったよね。
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right?
最初にモノクマも言ってたはずだよ。
Monokuma told us all about it before. This handbook is absolutely vital to a healthy school life, so don't lose it. When you start it up, it will display your name. Always make sure you have the right one. Now, this is not your everyday notebook. It has many more uses than that. So that's what? Flashback
電子生徒手帳を確認すればはっきりするはずなんだ。
So all we have to do is check our handbook and that'll clear up everything. What is it with these games and with trials and having banging music when you push someone into a corner? You gotta have the boss music, right?
セレスさんの本名がさ。
That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
プライバシーの侵害ですわ。見せませんわよ。
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate. Like, normally I don't approve of the if you don't have anything to hide, then you'll cooperate sort of mentality. But this is literally like, if she's innocent and they convict someone incorrectly, everyone's gonna die. So why wouldn't you cooperate in this case if you actually are innocent?
セレスさん、そろそろ本当のことを言ってくれないかな。
Can you please just tell us what really happened?
本当のことをさ。
Please, just tell us.
私は王手されたとしても諦めないたちなんですの。
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up.
だって
Because.
だって
Because.
完全に決着するまでは何があるかわかりませんだるが。
Until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
だったら完全に決着させるよ。
Fine then, let me settle it.
もう一度最初から事件を振り返ってそこで全ての犯行を明らかにして。
Let me go over the case again from the beginning and shed light on all your crimes.
それで終わりにさせるよ。
And that'll bring everything to an end. Gangster speak is coming out hard, 100%. Okay, so Hifumi is talking to Celeste. I wish that they would start at one end or the other and not in the middle. Maybe this one? I think we might have to come back to this. There's just not enough context at the beginning. We can try this one. So they're talking and Hiro walks in. I think maybe this one? Some of these seem familiar. Yeah, some of these are from the last case, 100%. Like, this one is from the last case. Okay, so... This is when they knock out Hiro. I don't see a good one for this. We'll come back to it. Okay, they stuff Hiro in the suit. Then this is the photo of like this one. Okay, so this is going to be one of the watch ones. This is the setting the time. What time did they say to... Taka was supposed to meet... Was it overnight? No, it had to be like right around 6 a.m. That's when his watch got broken. Okay, Hifumi kills him. Oh god, and then the Justice Hammers. I'm gonna have to place all of those. He had Justice Hammer number 3, right? Okay, so they find the camera, see the picture, find him in the library. He had Justice Hammer 2, right? Because Justice Hammer 1 was with Celeste. Then... I love that picture of Hifumi covering himself in blood. Like, that's fantastic. Was this Justice Hammer 4? The 2 are found dead. Then Hifumi gets up, wraps up Taka. Oh, this is pushing the... I thought this was him, like, bowing in front of somebody, like, sitting on a bench or something, but no, it's him pushing the dolly. Takes Taka to the art supply room. Gets smacked with this hammer. Okay. So the only thing that we haven't put in is, this is from the previous case. I don't know why chips would be important. That is from the first case. I don't see how a backpack would be important. Okay, let's try it and see where we've gone wrong, because we can take a couple of tries with this, I believe. I think we're good. Oh, we forgot to, we haven't put one in here. God damn it. Maybe this is the night before? Here we go, let's try this.
犯人は君なんだ。犯人は今回の犯行に及ぶ際、まずある人物と手を組んだんだ。その人物は
Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was...
山田君だよ。犯人は山田君を共犯者にすることで一連の事件を可能にしたんだ。
Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes. Oh shit. Okay, well there goes one immediately, so that's not the correct one. Maybe, I think I might have those two inverted. So I think maybe the time. And then Hifumi? Not Hifumi, Yasuhiro. Let's
これが事件の全貌だよ。
try that. There we go.
彼らはまず昨日の深夜1時にある人物を娯楽室に呼び出したんだ。
First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning.
呼び出されたのは葉隠君だよ。
That someone they met with was Hiro.
犯人たちは葉隠君を容疑者にでっち上げるために彼を呼び出し、そして薬で眠らせたんだ。
The murderous duo intended to pass off Hiro as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him,
そして眠らせた葉隠君にジャスティスロボの衣装を着させた後、
they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo Justice suit.
山田君はジャスティスロボに捕まっているような演技をして、
Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo Justice was attacking him.
犯人はそれをデジカメで撮影したんだ。
Hey, Ellie, how's it going? How is Friday treating you? While the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault.
葉隠君を不審者、つまり容疑者に仕立て上げる証拠作りのためにね。
They did all of this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro.
その後犯人たちは眠ったままの葉隠君をプールのロッカーの中に閉じ込めた。
When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool locker room. Or pool room locker. Friday is certainly Friday. Hopefully that's good.
そして午前6時、ついに犯人たちは殺人を実行に移したんだ。
And then finally at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan.
彼らは物理準備室に石丸君を呼び出した。
They called Taka to the equipment room. Damn, I have the wrong one in there. It's supposed to be Justice Hammer 4, I think.
これが最初の殺人だよ。
And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. Ah, the murder phase, the part you've all been waiting for, 100%. Yeah, that's supposed to be 4. Okay, where do I have 4? 2... There, this one is incorrect. There. I should have seen from there that they were showing 4. That was a terrible mistake on my side. 3 here, maybe?
犯人は
We'll see.
君なんだ。そこで石丸君は山田君に殺されてしまった。
And that's
これ
where
が最初の殺人だよ。
and that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. We are
その時使われた凶器が物理準備室に落ちてたジャスティスハンマー4号だよ。
the murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room.
最初の殺人なのに4号のハンマーが使われたのは犯行が起きた順序を誤認させるためだったんだ。
The reason Hammer number 4 was used to create confusion about the order of the crimes.
その次に犯人と山田君が行ったのは2件の襲撃事件をでっち上げることだった。
So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents.
彼らはそこで被害者になりすましたんだ。容疑をジャスティスロボに向けるためにね。
For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims to solidify Robo Justice as the suspect.
1件目の偽装は娯楽室での襲撃事件だった。
The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room.
そこで犯人はジャスティスハンマー1号と例のジャスティスロボの画像を僕らに見せることで、
There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and Robo Justice pictures they'd taken.
その襲撃事件を僕らに信じ込ませようとしたんだ。
They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story.
そして2件目の偽装、図書室での襲撃事件の時は
The second fake incident was the attack in the library.
傷ついた山田君とジャスティスハンマー2号を見せつけることで事件を捏造したんだ。
This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 in an injured Hifumi to sell that story.
こうして2件の襲撃事件をでっち上げることで犯人たちは僕らにある先入観を植え付けたんだ。
With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds.
謎の不審者がハンマーを大きくしながら次々と人を襲ってるってね。
that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did.
そしてそれを信じ込んでしまった僕らはすぐにその不審者の捜索を始めたんだけど
We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspects based on that, but...
その時山田君だけを保健室に残してしまったんだ
While we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office.
それは山田君の狙い通りだった
This was
そうやってまんまと一人になった山田君は
exactly what Hifumi was hoping for.
冷蔵庫にあった輸血パックとジャスティスハンマー3号を使って
He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3.
自ら死体を演じたんだ自分が殺されたと見せかけたんだよ
And turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered.
そして山田君の悲鳴を聞いて戻ってきた僕らはそれを発見したんだ
He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found.
しかもその時物理準備室では石丸君の死体が発見されてたんだ
Meanwhile, the other group had been out searching and found Taka's body at the same time.
そしてそこで流れた死体発見アナウンスのせいで僕らは山田君が死んだと勘違いしてしまったんだ
So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi.
こうして僕らを騙した山田君は保健室が無人となった一瞬の隙をついて
We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation.
保健室から抜け出したんだ
He simply got up and made his escape.
その後山田君の死体が消えたと知った僕らは慌てて保健室に集まってしまった
When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office.
その隙をつき今度は物理準備室に忍び込んだ山田君は
And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room.
石丸君の死体をビニールシートで包み台車を使って美術倉庫まで運搬したんだ
He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository.
これが死体消失事件の真相だよ
That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act.
全てを操る真犯人の犯行計画の結末を本当の結末それは共犯者である山田君を殺すことだったんだ
Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. Okay, but imagine there's two murderers working independently. They kill one each, and just as one of them tries to kill a third, just for Monokuma to jump out and be like, easy there, Tiger, there's already two bodies. This is the only warning I'll give you. Yeah, the confusion and paranoia to realize that there's someone else acting sort of thing, and that not only do you have to worry about the evidence and that you've left behind and everything that you've set up, but kind of catching flack for what they've done. Like, it would be very frustrating to accidentally get pinned with the other murderer.
現場である美術倉庫にあったハンマーでね
And they did it using an ordinary everyday hammer from the repository.
これが今回の事件の全てだよそしてこの計画を実行していた主犯の人物は
That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is... Now kiss?
セレスさん君の負けだ
Celeste. Sorry, you lose.
負け
I lost?
負けだなんて
I lost.
そんな言葉を聞いたのはいつ以来でしょう
When was the last time I was forced to utter such words?
重い言葉ですわね
They hang heavy around my neck. Judgment, cut, end.
認めるんだね 君が犯人だってこと。
Then you admit it. You're the killer?
嫌ですわ。君だなんて。そんな教授みたいな口ぶり。
Listen to you trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. Yeah, Celeste finally got her "ah, dang it" moment.
セレスティア・ルーデンベルク。いえ、もしくは
I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no.
安弘妙子でいいですわ。
Yasuhiro Taeko is fine. Taeko is actually a very lovely name.
安弘妙子。
Taeko.
ようやく認めたか。
So you finally accepted it.
負けを宣告されてあがくほど王将際は悪くありませんの。
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like to drag things on.
そうか。
Interesting. I do not remember her execution. Yeah, you're about to find out, Drew.
それでは始めてくださる？
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin.
いえ、
Or, no.
終わらせてくださる？
I suppose this is the end,
です
isn't
わ
it?
ね。
ふむふむ。お待ちかねの投票タイムですね。いいでしょう。では始めましょうか。
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote. Okay? Okay.
ではお前らはお手元のスイッチで投票してください。
If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote.
さて、投票の結果、黒となるのは誰なのか。
And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? It reminds me, I need to figure out when early voting days are because we have a federal election coming up.
その答えは正解なのか不正解なのか。さあ、どうなんだ。
Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The blackened this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme was...
じゃじゃーん。
Celestia Ludenberg! Or more precisely, Yasuhiro Taeko.
まったく
I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all of my calculations.
やっぱり
So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder. I'm sure she relied on her specialty. Lying. My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
じゃあ
Then did you use... you know... Kyoko, give the girl a little bit of, like, respect here. I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice, I used her. Oh, okay, that wasn't what Kyoko was referring to. So she used alter ego. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. Does she mean... is she talking about alter ego?
はにゃにゃ。
What? What? What are you talking about?
ちょっと
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here.
しょぼーん。
I'm totally out of the loop as usual. How sad.
つまり
Then you're the one who stole it.
ええ
That's right.
なるほどね。
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with. Right again. Last night, after we had our meeting about how it disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit.
と
Oh, what are you doing here?
実は
I was hoping I could talk to you. Alone? It's about what was stolen. I know who did it.
よろしいですか？
It was Taka. He stole it.
それでは
And I have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I'd found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. I deleted the picture as soon as I'd showed it to Hifumi, of course. So it was him! But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got too close to her. You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
私
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
と
He did?
私
He came to my room last night unannounced, and then... It's hard for me to even say. He abused me. Bitch. Like, don't lie about that shit. What? And he took pictures. He said if I do not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. I mean, anyone with... admittedly, there's the fact of sometimes you don't know who people really are. But this is extremely out of character for Taka. He is the ultimate moral compass. Like, this is yeah, it's super inconsistent with his character. So I had no choice. That's a crime. An absolute crime. I mean, I knew he'd gone a little crazy, but, like, my first question here would be, took pictures with what? The camera in your possession that you just showed me? The photo of Alter Ego? Because there are no other cameras. It's not like we have our cell phones. Like, what did he take pictures with? I knew he'd gone a little crazy, but... I never imagined he would go that far. It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was. And she did gamble on this one. True, true. I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna fucking kill him.
そんな
Wait, please. If you go now, you'll be playing right into his hands.
はい
Huh?
実は
Taka is planning to use her to escape. And he's made you his target.
なんと
Escape? You don't mean... Taka is going to try to kill you.
ええ
And also he can keep her to himself. Again, this is like really kind of weird logic. Everyone has a motive to try to escape. Like, everyone wants to be free and out of the school. So the idea of, you know, oh, he's trying to escape just to keep Alter Ego to himself, like, it's very weird.
許すまじ
That bastard.
絶対許せね
Bastard, bastard, bastard!
まったく
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts? Absolutely not. How could I? She...
え僕が彼女を救ってみせる
I have to save her!
実は
Then, would you like to join with me? It just so happens I've come up with a plan. Well, how nice, Celeste, that you have this entire plan that you've thought through ahead of time and are presenting me on a silver platter. Huh? I've devised a way to reclaim what he's stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete.
はい
Huh? What are you talking about? Oh no, nothing. Ifumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love. Even a love as twisted as that can still drive people mad, it would seem. You disgust me.
なるほどな。
I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
ええ
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt, too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that. But it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
けどよ
So, why'd you decide to make me the suspect? Because you're stupid. That's it?
ええ
I like how he doesn't even deny it. And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though. I feel like I can cry.
だが
But when you were explaining your plan to Hifumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead? What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after that, assuming that you actually let him live?
よろしいですか
That's simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead, once someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course. That wasn't all there was to it. As I explained it to Hifumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so no one could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it. It all seems very straightforward. Stereotypical. I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly right up until the moment of his death.
やはり
So you had planned to kill him all along. But of course. There would have been no point to my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
なんなの
How can a human life mean so little to you?
ま
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
ひでえぞ
Now you sound like Byakuya.
それはどうでしょう
No, he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we're nothing alike.
どうして
Then, what made you take things this far?
なんなの
Was it really just for money?
うん
Are you talking about the $10 million that Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life here began, my only thought has been escape.
けどよ
But all along you've been saying how we have to accept living here. I mean, she is the ultimate gambler. She's gonna hold her cards very close to the chest.
ぶちぐそげ
Obviously, that was a lie.
ーこれ
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here.
ぶちぐそげ
I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture. And you want to know why? Huh?
いいですわね
Because I had a dream. And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever.
ま
And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
私
And it was all for that dream. And what was this dream of yours?
素敵ですわ
To live in a European castle. I mean, I've heard that you can get castles for relatively cheap. Because they cost a fucking fortune to maintain, and nobody wants to live in the middle of nowhere in a castle. So, I've heard that you can get them for a fairly, like, reasonable price, provided that, you know, you basically promise to renovate and staff and maintain it. A castle? And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers/bodyguards. I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Celeste. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
いいですわね
Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. That's what life is all about. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but
仕方がありませんわね。
unfortunately, my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream until the very end. So why would I?
最低。
You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it?
あら、
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel nothing.
お分かりですか？
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying to know how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
何それ。
That's what we should be saying. And plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize that you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people. I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious. And that's why you're not scared?
そうですわね。
That's right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice, then
素敵ですわ。
I think I'd like to come back as Marie Antoinette. That's not how reincarnation works. You can't go back into someone else who already existed.
おいおい。
You'd just get executed again. Celeste smiled then. And when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings. But that statement itself must have been her final lie. And that weak, fake smile is what betrayed her.
ワクワクドキドキ。
You all done? Okay, then let's get rolling. The blackened disturbed the peace and must pay the price.
スペシャルなお仕置きを用意しました。
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment for her, the ultimate gambler.
では張り切っていきましょう。
Let's give it everything
お
we've
仕
got.
置きタイム。
It's punishment time!
最後にキリギリさんにこれを渡しておきましょう。
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. This is...
あれは果たして希望なのでしょうか。
Will it really give you the hope that you're looking for?
私にはそうは思えませんでしたわ。
I can't say I ever saw it that way. I'm assuming that's the key to the locker in, like, just outside of the pool room. She must have just put alter ego in a different locker.
だからこそ、
Which is why.
いえ、打足。
Actually, it's not important.
それでは、ごきげんよう。
Well then, take care, everyone.
また来世でお会いしましょう。
Perhaps we'll meet again in another life. Celeste has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. What, they gave her her castle in the end? The burning of the Versailles Witch. Oh. The switcheroo. Burn the witch. Burn her! What an exceedingly unpleasant way to go out. Although I do have a funny story for after this is done. I don't know. I actually think that truck is a kindness. It's over. Okay, before we continue on with it. So, back in high school in history class, we were watching the Joan of Arc movie with Lily Sobieski, and that movie starts basically at the end. It shows you Joan of Arc on the pyre about to be burned to death, or like the fire actually like climbing up at the very beginning of the movie. And I sat right in the very beginning of the class, or the very front of the class. And so as they're showing this, I'm like, oh man, I hope Joan's gonna be okay. Very loudly in the middle of class. And there's just like fucking silence. And my history teacher, because my desk was like right up against his, like I was right at the very front of the class. He's like, you do know what happens in this, right? And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm just doing this to fuck with everyone else. Everyone was just like, oh god, she doesn't know. Yep. Oh man. Actually, yeah, it's like watching Titanic and saying, I sure hope the boat doesn't sink. Exactly. It's over. The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friends, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too. We did spend a lot of time with Celeste. And for him to just come along and... Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of their regrets to the outside world, and so more people had to die. You guys are still young. You need to place more value on your lives. Jeez. And here I thought guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation. What do you care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here. You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. Yes, it's sad, yes it is. But that reality just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us? God, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key-type object from Celeste? So, what's the deal with that? Huh? What's the matter?
じゃあ
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
あなたは
What did you do? What did you do to me? What?
ね
Answer me. What did you do to my body? Oh man, oh jeez. Oh man, oh jeez. What do you mean, what did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body? What does that mean? Okay, things are getting kind of awkward. I think it's about time I got out of here. Meanwhile, you guys can go on enjoying your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course. See you later. Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although, it wasn't all despair. Oh good, I can still save. I just realized it's been quite a while. There was one small hope. Hey, Kyoko. Monokuma already mentioned it, but... What's that key that Celeste gave you?
それは
Most likely, it's the key to one of the dressing room lockers. What? Then that means... Celeste probably hid it there.
おい。
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we'd better go check.
ええ
Good idea. We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said,
ね
I'm going to go on alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later.
なんだ
Why exactly are you going in alone?
えそれは
Do you even have to ask? As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
おい
That's not what I mean. Why you? There's still the risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too.
なんだ
You. Please, let me go. Standing here arguing is just going to draw more attention to us.
じゃあな
Do whatever you want. Thank you, Byakuya.
では
Then it's up to you now.
おう
I'm gonna go to the dining hall, okay? Huh? So, Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? Does that mean what I think it means?
よし
Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little backbone. Owie! I tried to forget what Hina said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone.
行きましょうか
Well, shall we? Yeah.
じゃあ
We need to get into that locker. Kyoko took the key Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. And as the locker swung open, we saw... Good morning. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe, thank goodness. I'd never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart. I did just what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word, I stayed quiet the entire time. Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow? I'm doing my best, so please wait just a while longer. So, now we can officially say the case is closed. As far as this incident is concerned, sure. But can we talk a second? Since we have this opportunity, I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me, what are you trying to do all on your own here at the school?
あなたは
Is that why you wanted to come here with me?
だけど
Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now. I don't need to know? That just makes me even more worried.
Eh?
Worried? Like what happened during the investigation this time? You disappeared and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation? When you do that, it's only natural that they think that I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too. No! I believe in you. You believe in me? Isn't it obvious? People believe in their friends, right? That's why I want you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me too. Because we're friends. I understand.
そうね
Then maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more. Then
いいわ
fine. I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see, what I heard from Kyoko then was, well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believed in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own two eyes. So I waited for nighttime to come. And when it did, I went into action.
So
The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And in the storage closet there, way in the back. She said it was way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet, but could Kyoko really be right about this? I don't think that there's any point in wandering around anywhere else. I think we just check it out. It's just a normal storage closet as far as I can tell. The secret Kyoko told me about. Could it really be hidden here? She said it was way in the back of the storage closet. But I mean, seriously? Without thinking, I placed my hand on the back of the storage closet. And suddenly, as if I were being yanked in. At the same time as I heard that sound, I fell through the wall. I had no idea what was going on. I had fallen through the back of the storage closet. Huh? It turned out the back wall was like a revolving door, and I'd made my way to the other side. Just like Kyoko had said.
そう。
In the boys' bathroom on the second floor, there's a storage closet. And way in the back of that closet, there's a secret room. So I am actually like a sucker for secret rooms. I love that sort of shit. I blame it on a couple of books that I read when I was a kid that had a lot of like secret rooms, hidden things. So this is the secret room. But what's in here? Okay, so there's the bookshelf in the back, the chair. I think that those are the only things that we can interact with. Yeah, there's nothing there. Okay. Let's try the bookshelf first, and then the chair. There's a bunch of files, and what looks like a volume after volume of yearbooks. They're all covered in dust. Looking at everything, one file at the edge of the bookshelf caught my eye. Hope's Peak Academy Student Registry. This is the only thing in here not covered in dust. Has someone been looking at it recently? I slipped the file into my hand. But before I had a chance to look at it, a slip of paper fell out of the file, and I turned my attention to it. What's this? You must not leave. That's kind of weird. I could understand if it said, like, I can't leave, but you must not leave. What is this? My head feels funny. A strange sensation. It's like deja vu. Those words, you must not leave. I've seen them somewhere before, but I can't quite remember. What do I know? What don't I know? Shit, we should have taken a look at the chair first, I guess. A strange sound rang out through my head. It felt like I was shaking my brain back and forth. And then darkness. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what started it. It's all over. And with that, I opened my eyes. I didn't know how long it had been. Ow. Apparently something hit me and I lost consciousness. That's all I understood. The dull, throbbing pain in my head proved that much, at least. Which one? It's just a normal desk with normal drawers. Okay, hopefully that's what it would have said if I had looked at that before. An empty bookshelf. Huh. Empty? Gone. It's all gone. The yearbooks, the student registry, and even the note that had fallen on the floor. It's all gone? What does this mean? But my brain refused to do any more work. The insistent pain in my head began to spread across the rest of my body. For now, I should go back to my room, get some rest, and maybe grab like an Advil or something. Hopefully you don't have a concussion. My body was heavy with pain, and my mind heavy with thought. I dragged myself back towards my room. Somehow I made it back to the first floor of the school. The farther I walked, the more I felt. Things are getting blurry. I can't see in front of me. I couldn't stop myself from collapsing right there. And after that... As if from a vast distance, I heard a sound. It was faint, but undeniable. That sound... It's coming from the gym? As I desperately hauled my shaky frame towards the gym, the sound got stronger and stronger. What's going on? It can't be nothing. Here? In the gym? I'll take a quick look at all the other things. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the same dialogue. Yeah. I didn't make a sound as I opened the door to the gym. The sounds coming from inside, meanwhile, only intensified that much more. Before me, there raged a battle beyond anything humanly possible. No, one side's not human, that's for sure, but regardless, I couldn't stop staring. I forgot to move or even breathe. Why, you? What do you think you're doing? I asked you a question. What's the meaning of this? How dare you defy me? This wasn't part of the deal. The deal? I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you. Okay. But you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right? You haven't forgotten, have you? What I'm holding hostage? What am I looking at? What am I hearing? A hostage? Then, could it be the mastermind spy is... Chapter 3, end. Seven students remaining. We got Super Robo Justice as a present. Leon killed Sayaka. Monokuma killed Junko. Then Leon got executed. Then Mondo killed Chihiro. And then he got executed. Hifumi killed Taka, and then Celeste killed Hifumi. Then she got executed. And that brings us up to now. The next morning in the dining hall, the day after Celeste's case. So now there's only 5 of us here. Only a third of the number of people we started with. Loneliness has become commonplace. That's true. But still. What did I see yesterday? I don't understand. Sakura is the mastermind spy? Can that really be true? Makoto, are you okay? No, I'm fine. I can't bring it up in front of the others. If I did that, it would just confuse everyone that much more. Okay, in that case, let's eat until we pass out. Yeah, seriously though, there's like 3 guys left alive. True. I don't remember, like, anyone else dying. So I know I've said this, like, multiple times, but I don't think I made it much farther than this. Okay.
Huh?
What do you mean in that case? Well, because look at how scary everyone looks. It's gotta be because you're all fighting on empty stomachs, right? If you fill your belly, I'm sure you'll all cheer up. Let's fry up some fish and donuts and we'll eat till we can't stand up. That's like a deep impact style, a meteor impact, extinction level event combination of foods. What? Those are both breakfast time top sellers. Still, it's the till we can't stand up part that is the problem. After we're done, we need to go explore.
なるほど。
That's right. Since the class trial is over, new areas should have opened up.
そうね。
Plus, we still have alter ego. We don't have to give in to despair just yet. She's right. We have to plan ahead and think about the future. Yeah. Think happy thoughts, not deathy thoughts. Like when we're gonna get out of here, right? I mean, that one is a little loaded. That's not a super happy thought. When this is all over, I think I want to get reborn for serious. Or, I mean, reborn as someone serious.
それは
Hey, are you okay? That sounds like something someone about to die would say. So, I'm totally okay. I'm not gonna die. Why? Because there aren't gonna be any more murders.
ね
Huh? What makes you so sure?
俺の占いによると
I predicted it last night. Since it revealed itself to me from the ether, there's no doubt about it. Oh, and
されど。
how accurate is your fortune telling anyway?
どうだってな
I can usually hit 20 or 30% on a good day.
うん
That seems really low.
オカルト話じゃねえぞ
Well, yeah, it's not like it's ESP or whatever. Of course I'm only gonna get it right sometimes. He is the ultimate clairvoyant. I told you, my fortune telling isn't like some occult thing.
あのさ
Fortune telling isn't a cult?
ちげえって
Of course not. Clairvoyance is clairvoyance. Don't put it in the same category as cattle mutilation. Cattle... What?
それは
He's referring to the urban legend where aliens abduct cows and dissect them as part of their research.
実際
No, you're calling it an urban legend? As a matter of fact, it's true. As a matter of fact, it's happened to me. It all happened one day when I went to go get a hamburger. It was a place I'd never been before. They claimed their patties were 100% all beef. So I got a burger to go and headed home.
けどよ
And before long,
世紀末だべ
the sky was filled with mysterious blinding light.
その開口線は俺のハンバーガーめがけてまっしぐら
Some crazy beam came out of nowhere and locked onto my hamburger.
瞬く間に俺のハンバーガーを連れ去ったんだべ
And as soon as the beam touched it, the burger started floating midair.
そしてその直後
And then,
空中で静止したハンバーガーはいきなり分解され始めたんだ
still floating there, the entire burger started coming apart. Celeste is judging us from the afterlife right now. So Celeste got burnt at the stake and then a truck crashed into her. Which I think is a kindness, you know? I think that having a truck crash into you would be a lot faster than burning at the stake. Yeah, this fucking story. Hiro is special. Yeah, so that's how she got executed for being the blackened, the killer in this. I used to love reading, with the burger story and stuff like that. I used to love reading urban legends when I was a kid, and there was one really good book that had like the story, and then it was also kind of like Snopes, where it debunked some. And one of them was a story about like, you know, oh, a popular burger chain is cutting its ground beef with ground worms in order to keep the cost down. And at the end of the story, it was like, actually, the cost of worms is like this much So ground worms would be like this much, and it's actually more expensive than ground beef. So there would be literally no point in cutting it. Like there's no way anyone would ever do this. It's more expensive.
そして一部がそのまま連れ去られ残りは俺の手元に戻ってきたんだべ
One part of it just vanished, while the rest fell back into my hand.
俺がどういうことかわかるか
Do you realize what that means?
そのパティはビーフ 100% じゃなくて実は合いびき肉だったんだべ
It means the burger wasn't 100% beef. It must have had some pork or something mixed in.
おそらく豚が7割牛が3割のな
Something like 70% pork and 30% beef would be my guess. How do you guys like your burgers?
俺は騙されねえぞ
So I stormed back into the burger place and got up in the manager's grill, and they totally admitted it. It wasn't 100% beef. They totally mixed it in ground pork with it.
そうだってな
I mean, I've had a ground pork burger before that, while a little greasy, was very tasty. Now do you see? That is cattle mutilation. I kind of got lost halfway through. I can't tell if you're for the occult or against it. You stink of stupidity.
ひでえぞ
I stink of... How dare you? Well, you do stink, though. Is he another person that hasn't showered yet? Like, at least Hifumi's dead and out of the picture here. But Toko, I think, still has not bathed since they came here. That's fine. That's fine. Anyway. I hope your prediction turns out to be true. Well, at the very least, I won't murder anyone. Yeah, we'll take your word for it, Hiro. Me neither. I mean, I would never.
そうだな。
Me either. Nor I. I mean, that goes for me too, of course. I could never kill any of my friends. I mean, Makoto, when you phrase it like that, it sounds like you could easily kill someone who isn't your friend. And so really, you just need to get into a fight with someone and then you'd be able to kill them? I felt like those words of encouragement were helping us to come together as one. After so much sacrifice and hardship, we'd finally become united. But...
だが、
to be honest, I wish Byakuya and Toko were here for this too. Yeah, they all still have hope. Good point. That's kind of the key, like, theme behind this game, right?
でも
But they're so hard to deal with. They only think about themselves. Yeah, we're better off without them, I say. That was enough to prove we were united for the time being. But within that bond hid weakness and fragility. So you're the one hogging all the dreams from me. We began our search as soon as we'd finished our breakfast in the dining hall. We had to find out what had opened up and what was waiting for us. Okay, nobody in here? Nobody in here. I think it's probably fine. Let's take a look at the map and see if we have any idea where people are right now. Doesn't look like anybody's on the ground floor. Yeah, I don't think they're going to show us because I'm guessing that, like, floor 4 has opened up. I don't seem to remember anything particularly being locked anymore on these floors the way that the nurse's office was locked for so long. Yeah. Okay. I think it's not worth going around here. Like, we can take quick peeks through, like, the hall, but I don't think it's worth going in and out of every room. That's just going to be super repetitive. It's going to waste a lot of time. So we can take, like, a quick trip around here. Although I don't expect to see anybody. Here we go. Worst designed school ever. So now we have access to the 4th floor of Hope's Peak Academy. Maybe this time we'll find some kind of clue. No, this time I have to find it. Okay, so just stairwell behind us. We'll check the bathrooms. Are they gonna let me in the girls' room? No. Boys' room. This is one that has a closet in the back. There is nothing to interact with in here. Okay. Okay, so music room. Interesting. Some sort of control room in the middle there. Some weird... And there is a 5th floor. Interesting. Data lab. That's the... Okay. Monokuma has a room off of it. It's a pretty grand entrance for this place. Concert hall. This is the music room. It's hardly even a classroom. It's more like an actual concert hall. Yeah. Okay. So the piano itself, the camera, the screen. That's it. Okay. Camera and screen we'll check first. They're probably just going to be the same damn dialogue. Yeah. But we're hoping for a Monokuma coin. Okay, the piano. Yeah, the BuzzFeed era. I was thinking actually, like, back in the day, you used to do quizzes on OkCupid. Even if you weren't, like, using it as, like, a dating site, there was a billion quizzes there. Is this a grand piano? Seems really old. I bet it's worth a lot of money. Of course, without someone around who can play it, it's totally useless. Oh, we got multiple coins for that. Hey, Kyoko. You know, you haven't told me what you think yet. What I think? About the secret room in the boys' bathroom. Oh? Well, I did find the secret room, but... as soon as I started looking around, I was attacked. Attacked? By who? Someone in a luchador mask. Well, they came from behind, and I didn't have any time to react, so I didn't see who it was. And when I came to the mountain of files and documents, they were all gone. I'm sorry, I know how important those were. It's okay, I already saw what I needed to in there. And I half expected the mastermind might come in after you. Well, way to set me up, Kyoko. You didn't give me a fucking warning before you stuck me in there. Gotcha. Yeah, I did. So, I've got Kyoko's ability. I got, obviously, Sayaka's, and I got Celeste's. Other than that, we did a little bit of dating with Chihiro and with Mondo, and with Sakura. But I don't think we've gotten Sakura's ability yet. What? When I discovered the room, the mastermind must have seen me on the surveillance camera in the hallway. Did you get... they must have seen me go into the boys' bathroom and not come out again. Still, I wanted you to go and see it. I wanted to see how the mastermind would react. Essentially, I wanted to find out if the mastermind actually knew about that room. But to attack you and steal everything in the room. That must mean that there was some unknown clue in there that could reveal the mastermind's identity. Then you knew I was going to get attacked. You can handle that kind of thing, right? After all, you're a boy. You can handle getting hit in the back of the head by someone that you're not expecting there, right? What did you think a boy is? Yeah, thank you, Makoto. Fine, I understand. Then let me ask you something else. Do you know about the note that was left there? The note that said you must not leave. We shouldn't talk about that. Not here. Kyoko stole a quick glance at the surveillance camera. I'm looking into it. If I find out anything, I'll let you know. Is that okay? She made it sound like she was asking, but it was clear that I wouldn't have any say in the matter.
じゃあ
So, now it's your turn. Let's hear your secret. Huh? Did you think I wouldn't notice? You're hiding something.
そうなんでしょ
Am I wrong? That's...
何
What's the matter? If you're worried about the camera, why not just write it down? What? Because the I mean, I suppose it depends on which way you hide the paper.
ね
We're friends, so you should be able to trust me. Isn't that what you said before? Yeah. Hooray for child murder! Wait a second. You're right that there shouldn't be any secrets between friends. I mean, that's not true, also. You don't have to tell anybody everything. There's nothing worse than expressing your doubt about a friend when you don't have evidence for it. Tell her the truth! I haven't found conclusive evidence yet. If I talk about it now, it could just make things that much worse. Friends shouldn't keep secrets, but there's nothing worse than expressing doubt about your friend when you don't have evidence for her. What, are you forcing me to choose this? Sorry, I can't tell you. Not yet.
そう
So, that's your answer.
でも
But do you think that's fair? You were happy to hear what I had to say, but now you're unwilling to share? I mean, like, Makoto, just tell her that you need to look into it a bit more because you don't want to make false accusations or stir up a panic for no reason. I'm sorry, I really am.
いいわ
That's fine.
じゃあね
Goodbye. With those her parting words, Kyoko left me standing there alone. I think I made her mad. Even an ultimate can't destroy this plate unless they had ultimate superhero powers. Is that just the other window? Yeah. Probably gonna be the same text. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. Let's see, who was that? Yemi, thank you for the follow. Oh, and Beezy, you followed earlier and I missed that. I'm so sorry. I don't know why the notification sound is so quiet in my headphones, but it is. So thank you both for the follows. I appreciate it. Okay, so it was the same dialogue. These are going to be the same, but we're going to look for Monokuma coins. I think we talked to everything but Hiro. I don't think we talked to Hiro yet. I'm glad this floor got opened up and all, but there's like a ton of locked rooms up here. Interesting. Locked rooms means that the next class trial might have something to do up here, not just this one. That's it? That's it. Okay, thank you for your time, Desahiro. One day I saw Monokuma in class. La 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 la. Gobble gobble. Strange, okay. Hello, I'm Monokuma from the school store. I'm very kind. Gather up your coins and come play with me, or I might die of loneliness. Okay. Another gate and more stairs. Then there's still more waiting for us? There is. And apparently some locked rooms here. Chem lab? It's a good one? Lay it on me. Somebody tell me. Inside the room, the smell of medicine was oppressive. So this is the chem lab. Okay, what do we have in here? It's gonna be the same. There's our Monokuma coins. It's a remarkably big shelf, and it's stocked with all kinds of medicine. Oh, listen, Makoto, listen! Just take a deep breath and calm down and listen to me. I'm not the one who's freaking out here, Hina. Oh, okay, Hina, just chill out. There's all kinds of stuff we didn't have before. Vitamins, minerals, amino acids, creatine. And what? We even have protein zyme X? Is that supposed to be protein and enzyme mixed together? Well, What's that?
Oi!
A high-quality protein drink. It's nothing like that cheap swill in the warehouse. It's connoisseur level. Oh yeah? This is amazing. It's a gold mine. Ah, my prayers have finally been answered. Time to load up on some more prayers then. A gold mine, huh? Yeah, that's Sakura and Ali's room. They're just gonna set up bunks in here. Okay, just the TV then is the only other thing. I think we've already got the monochroma coins, so I'm not expecting... Oh, we did. Hina and Sakura seem to be lost in a deep but friendly conversation. I need to find out what's going on with Sakura and the mastermind, but I can't while she's with Hina. Huh? You need something? No, it's nothing. You sure? Okay then. Sakura is lost in conversation with Hina. I need to find it. Yeah, okay, so same thing. What is it, Makoto? Did you need something? No, it's nothing.
Naraba.
Really? Oh, okay. Another fun fact for people who like horror and people who watch anime. You might have noticed that a lot of animes, especially if they're set in high school, have an episode where they break into the school at night usually and they tell spooky stories. That episode is always in the summer. Like, it's set in the summer. And that's because there's a tradition of telling scary stories when it's super, super hot. The idea being that you feel a chill and you have like a respite from the heat. So that's why like those episodes where they're telling spooky stories, they're always set in the summer for that. Okay, let's check out this room next because we're right here. Office. It's a lot of identical plants. This is the office. But of course there's no hint of any teachers that we'd normally be able to rely on. Ooh, okay, there is a lot to look at in here. Start at the left, move our way over. There's a flower on the desk. Somehow it makes things feel that much weirder. I mean, there's a lot of flowers on the desk. Okay. Oh shit, okay, we gotta talk to everything because there may be multiple coins. God damn it, okay. I wish that there was at least slightly different dialogue to make this less repetitive. Okay, the screen. The camera. And then this conspicuous photo on the floor. Huh? There's a picture on the floor. This picture. What? Celeste, Ifumi, and Sayaka? The smiling faces of 3 people who are dead now. A classroom without metal plates over the windows. It's exactly the same. It's just like that picture I saw before. There's no way this isn't important somehow. They're smiling the way that you'd expect any normal teenager to smile. I mean, I think it's a bit of a stretch to say that Celeste is smiling. But still. Oh, this is the gameplay I was looking for, just smelling all the flowers. Yeah. There was some sort of like flower shop kind of like cozy game that I was looking at that I'm like, oh, this might be fun to play. Just a normal group of high schoolers living in a normal school life. I can't possibly believe that they were able to smile like that in a world of despair like this. Yeah, those are nails inside those eyes. Yeah. Hopefully they're on the outside. Let's say they're on the outside of the glasses. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do for my next manicure. So does that mean that this picture was taken before they ever came to Hope's Peak? Which would mean everyone in the picture knew each other before they got here. Including Sayaka? No, there's no way. Monokuma did it. It must be a fake. You're fake! Monokuma popped up out of nowhere and snatched the picture from my hand. A forgery plot? What are you, a middle schooler? You think the moon landing was fake too? Come on! Then you're saying this picture is real? If there were such a thing as the Nobel Truth Prize, I'd take first, second, and fourth place. Look, you can't pull this prank again with having the missing, like, Justice Hammer 3. Actually, that's not probably not true. I ask you a question. Is this picture real or is it fake? Oh, Makoto. You're so eager to split things in half, aren't you? But it's no use. It's just no use. If you try to split something that can't be split, you'll end up feeling like you're the one being split. The picture is real. No more, no less. Without another word, Monokuma disappeared. So the picture is real? It's really real? If that's true, if that's the case... You're not going to finish your thought there, Makoto? Okay, I think we've got everything in this room. So let's save, because thankfully we are at a place... that is the map, that is not saving. We're at a place where we can save. Again, for good measure. Okay, so that is going to be the end of stream.